Ever notice how horror hits different in May? Everything outside is bright and beautiful while we're inside reading about ghosts, murder, and trauma. Honestly, it feels balanced. So grab your iced coffee and your emotional support bookmark, readers. Let's slay these books.
Welcome to Book Slayers, where we put dark fiction books on trial and break down whether they've committed crimes against their readers or if they get a full acquittal. We are still in our horror era, and honestly, the vibes are righteous. Let's see what books worked, which ones absolutely didn't, and which one scared the bejesus out of me. Playing horror catch-up has been fun this week. I got some goodies to talk about.
I got some baddies to talk about.
Oh, no. Well, I'm going to start with one I really did enjoy, okay? So You made me really jealous because you did Grady Hendrix.
What do you nickname Heidi?
Oh, dear. We can see where this episode's going today, can't we? So I did We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. I thought about skipping the author's name that time, but I didn't. And I went for it because it's a supernatural horror, and I'm like, yeah, I need some of that shit. And we both know that Grady writes dark satire. So I went for this one because I really were drawn into the tropes. And this was one book I had never read. So I was like, oh, shit, about fucking time. And it was available on Libby right away. And this book is basically about like the price of fame. It's got conspiracy, because I was feeling the conspiracy after the Dan Brown book. Paranoia, Final Girl, Road Trip, and Rockstar Revenge. This book is literally about these people. They were in a band. They wake up. They don't know what happened this one night, and they're living their lives, but things are not right. And they find out that their lead person had sold all their souls to the devil to become rich and famous. Yeah. And she's like, hell have no fury than this fucking chick is scorned. And I loved it. I loved all the music culture stuff because it had like this like nostalgic vibe of like the rock era. And the lead chick, Chris, was absolutely phenomenal. She was so relatable. She's angry, right? Like, but it was coming across like, I'm like, that is righteous anger, my friend. I'm 100% with you here. She was really good. And I really enjoyed how intense the book was. Like, I felt every single bump. Like, every time Chris encountered something, I was like, oh my fucking God. And then there'd be the funny moments. Like, there was this part where she's like, finds tinfoil. She's with this guy and she finds tinfoil and she's really upset because she's like, oh, great, you're one of those. And he's like, my head is not a baked potato. That's not what it's for. And I just was laughing so fucking hard. I like spat my drink out. It was fucking hilarious. And I really enjoyed the fact it was like campy. Like, you know, we were talking about that last week about like the campy vibes you get from horror. I really fucking like that. Other people didn't. They wanted a more serious horror. And I'm like, why are you coming to Grady for that?
Yeah. Also.
Yeah, that's what he writes. Fuck off. Mm-hmm. Now, the pacing sucked ball bags. It was fucking awful. Yeah, if I wasn't doing the audio, I probably would have switched to audio. And I wanted to know more about like who he sold the souls to. Like, I had a lot of questions about this shit, and it was never explained. Like, it was so minimal in the story, and I really felt that was a missed opportunity because that's what I was waiting for. You know what I mean? I was waiting for this. Like, I needed to know all about this. Like, how did he do it? Why did he do it? Like, I had all these questions that they just weren't answered, and that made me fucking salty. Like, I was so annoyed by the end of it. And
is it like you've got to make your own decision? Was there any sort of options, or was it literally just not explained? That it was like you've just
massively underdeveloped. No, it was underdeveloped. He just didn't go into that. It was. I understand what the book was about. It was about Chris's journey. It wasn't really about anything else. But I had questions and I wanted to know. And I was finished. I was like,
annoying.
Well, I expected to give it 4 stabbies. I actually gave it 4.25 because other than the fact that they didn't explain that one part, I actually really enjoyed it. I did. Like, pacing aside, I actually really enjoyed it. It was a good book. Not one of his best, but definitely up there.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. What would you say is the best Grady Hendrix that you've done?
Oh, Horror Store. 100%. On the nail, 5 fucking stars.
Horror store. Haven't
Yeah.
heard of them.
If you Google it, it looks like an IKEA catalog, the cover of the book does.
Oh, you've said this to me before.
So fucking good. The
Maybe I'll keep.
Wayward, the girls' Wayward one, I can't remember what it's fucking called right now.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. The witchcraft one.
Yeah, that's been on my list for ages.
It's not
Seriously need to do
horror-y
that.
as such, but it is a good book.
Yeah, that's all right. I feel like apart from next week's book, which I'm really excited about, which we'll talk about later, I'm done with horror for a while because my books have all been shit. I've been
Would you
so annoyed. I did
would
pick a couple of short books, so I don't know if that's why. I don't think I really looked into them very well. I was like, yeah, that looks okay. I'll just go with it, and maybe I should have delved a bit deeper. So
Yes.
my worst book, I audioed this. It's Follow Me to the Ground, Sue Rainsford. So we follow Ada and her father. They
Mm,
aren't human. They're kind of like magical. They kind of live around like humans with people. They call them
okay.
cures. And they all like mix with them and stuff, but they're healers, so they heal them. So it can get a bit like graphic about like how they heal them and how they put their hands in their bodies and stuff. It's a bit like, oh, gross, but I wouldn't go like horror gross.
Yeah.
So basically, obviously, like they're sort of different from other people, but they kind of accept them because they can heal, right?
Right.
So then the story starts building when Ada falls for a guy named Samson. And I didn't really pick up on it at the time, but they're sort of going to have a relationship. And you kind of forget that she's younger because she's doing all this healing stuff and he's older. So it
Okay.
actually turns out that he's like a bit of a pedo.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's got a sister. She's pregnant at the time. People are, well, her dad's not happy about her relationship with this Samson. There's
Okay.
things said. It just all gets a bit fucking weird. And to be honest, I also become very unbothered about what was happening. Like to the
Right.
point that when I finished the book, I had to Google what happened because I was there. And then, do you know what? I was so shocked because 2 people died and I missed it.
Ah!
It was at the end. There
Shit.
was another big revelation at the end, which I won't go into, which was probably only slightly good. But again, I almost missed that because I was just so uninterested. I found it like just really bizarre, didn't hold my attention.
Right.
It was, I mean, they did have like the body horror stuff, like that's one of the tropes and like the forbidden love thing going on. But
But
yeah, it's
wait. Because she's
very,
underage?
maybe, yeah. I can't remember how old she is, but when I've looked and read comments after, it's like, yeah, and it gets really weird. It talks about like because she's not human, her father's like grown her from the grounds. That's also where they put people to heal them sometimes back in the
Oh,
ground. It's
okay.
very weird. But when she's gonna do stuff with this guy, he's like, there's nowhere to put it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this book? It's really weird. So I don't know. Yeah. But I
I'm
didn't
weirdly
get
interested.
you're interested.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
very
know why.
it's a very short it's short if you wanted to listen to it. I think I got it off of Libby.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bother. It really, but the thing is, if I'm not fully invested in a book, my mind wanders and then I miss stuff and then I'm not
Yeah.
paying attention. So for me, the biggest thing is not like if it sounds good, go for it. But that was a 1 from me. 1
Mm.
stabby.
Did you and
Very,
you finished it? I thought you didn't give ones to
well, do you know what? I don't feel like I finished it because I had to Google what happened. And
I don't
also,
know.
it was like, I mean, it must have only been 4 or 5 hours. So it wasn't very long. No, but then I double time it. I can't even remember now. I returned that fucker as soon as it was over, so I can't have a look. But yeah, absolute no from me. It's very strange, very weird. I'd
I
have a
love
read.
weird. I love weird though. I don't know about the pedophile stuff. I don't know.
You
I'll think
don't.
about
I
it.
didn't get that vibe going through it, but so I either missed something at the beginning or it explained it more at the end. I don't know.
Okay.
But the dad is very not happy about the relationship. But the thing is, I think this might have been part of it. So I think she still looks like she's still a younger kid, but actually she might be older than all of them because they're not human. So they've been around for years.
Okay.
She's like older in mind.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't think it's like complete. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know, would I? I missed half of it. So
I'm
yeah, not
weirdly
a great.
intrigued.
Yeah, do it. It wouldn't take you long. It would take you like 2
Look at your
hours.
face. You're like, oh God.
No, I'm
Don't let me
literally
hear
sitting
about it.
there and I'm like, please don't.
Uh, I for the most part, my book choices were really were decent. But this one book, I was anyway. It was The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I love him. I love
I
his
was going to
books.
do this book with you, and then I couldn't get the audio.
I did the audio. Yeah.
Was it
So
bad?
I'll tell you all about it. Okay, listen. So it's an apocalyptic horror, and I'm like, ooh, Bird Box was great. So I was like, ooh, pumped for
Oh,
this. I like his books. I have done a few art books of his. So I was expecting, good. I recognize the title of this book. It's quite popular. It's all about a home invasion. I'm like, ooh, yes, please. So they're out in this cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere because they want to decompress this gay couple. They've got an adoptive daughter. And these people show up because they're the only ones that can stop the apocalypse. And the only way they can stop the apocalypse is if one of them kills one of the group. So their family. So the two men and the little girl. Someone has to pick who's going to die and then they have to kill them to
oh,
stop the
hot.
apocalypse. So yeah, sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
Yep.
You got the unreliable narrators in there, the good people dilemma, and the book is loaded with paranoia. Sounds phenomenal, doesn't it? I love the tension. It was very like you could feel it up the back of your neck. I felt absolutely sick thinking about like this could really happen. Like someone could break into your home and like hold you hostage in it. And that would be fucking terrifying. And I felt the doom. And I could feel that the family really loved each other and it was realistic and lovely and scary as shit. Like but the doom and the dread was just there. But that ending was fucking horse shit.
Oh no.
Horse shit. Okay? I was like, maybe I missed something. So I went to Google. No, I missed fuck all. That's how it ended. Okay?
That's even more disappointing.
And
It's
I
only
had
what
so no, it was horseshit. And I had so many questions. Like, when you're going through a book and you're like, oh, I hope they answer that. And yeah, they answered none of that shit. Nothing got
Oh,
answered.
hate that.
I was so fucking, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? So I even went to Reddit to see what people predicted, what their thoughts were. Everyone was just sitting there bitching about it. So I'm like, yeah, fucking right. Fucking angry. And the middle was really like, I don't know what happened. It was almost like he started the book out and it was great. And then all of a sudden it was like he gave up for the middle. Maybe he had AI write it. I know he didn't. It was joking. But like someone else wrote the book. Like his kid stepped in and was typing crap. It was repetitive. And it made no sense. And then the end was horse shit. So I was like, fuck me. I was really disappointed because I'd been really looking forward to reading this book. And I was expecting to give it 4.5 stabbies. I gave it 3. And I think I'm being fucking generous.
I think you're being generous from what you've just said.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
so
not happy.
glad
I'm not happy.
even though actually sometimes me and you, we've said this before, we do sometimes have quite different opinions,
Yeah.
but it sounds shit. Like I won't bother now.
No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Now, I don't know if it was the audio book. Maybe that's why it felt that way. Maybe I needed to read to be immersed in the book. But it finished. I was mad. I Googled. I was still mad. Went on Reddit. Really mad now. But all in all, the story was really great. The premise was spectacular. These people all had the same dream, and they find each other on a fucking like a what do you call it, like a chat room, and they all come together to try and stop the apocalypse. And there's shit happening. Like
Yeah.
there's a big tsunami, there's an earthquake, and I'm like, "Ooze." Yeah, no. I felt like a balloon that someone pops it, but it just went instead of banging. You know what I mean? And I hate balloons. But yeah, that was really disappointing.
You should have gone on Goodreads and got some 1 stars.
I thought about it, but I was too angry to type his name in.
Didn't want to see it
I
again.
didn't want to see it.
Dead to me. Dead.
To me.
Oh dear. Well, my next one, I read this one. Again, this was quite a short one. I think it's like 200 page. It's The Dollhouse by John Hunt. I enjoyed this one a bit more. So story begins with a daughter, Olivia, her dad's Harry. He's dropping her off at college, and she basically, like, he leaves her there. She literally goes out for a walk and she gets abducted, literally, like, the first night. So she's taken by 2 masked predators, and they're only, like, in the beginning identified by the masks they're wearing, which one's a jackal and one's a gorilla. Takes her, imprisons her, keeps her locked in a house. She's there for like 5 years, and the room is like, I think, dollhouse, because the room's all pink. It's all like a bit girly, a bit creepy, I guess. But basically, yeah, they do what you would expect is going to happen. But it doesn't. I appreciate it didn't go into like horrible detail about that. You was just aware that that's what was happening, sort of thing, right? And then after 5 years, the dad gets a call, and it's her. So at this point, he doesn't know if she's alive or not. So then it comes in like 5 years later when she's managed to call him. So the beginning of it, it's quite like got your heart going. Do you know what I mean? And like, I mean, there is some gruesome stuff that happens. It's quite, it's not just sexual assault. They are like, she loses some toes and it's like, yeah.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, but it's horror, so you'd expect something a bit. And I was okay with it. I don't think I know that sounds bad, but it wasn't too over the top.
Yeah.
The middle of the book got a little bit flat, was a little bit like, where's this going? And then the ending. Well, yesterday, I finished this last night. I went up to bed to read it. I'd like 2 hours left, say. I must have nodded off for like 10 minutes. And then I woke up and it was only like 8 or 8:30 or something. I was like, oh, I'll finish it. I've only got like an hour.
Yeah.
I read that so fast, my heart was going. I felt like I was watching it in a film, because it does get really sort of funky at the end. But then I was fucking wide awake and I couldn't go to sleep. So now this book pissed me off. I also had the moment I heard myself in my head go, I did lock the front door and I did lock the back door, because it was that like scary, because I find these sort of things like more horror scary, like Scream film vibes. It gave me that, how scared I was when I was 18 and watched that film, because that could really happen. Like someone could like that freaks me out more than probably the supernatural side of things. So yeah, I did enjoy it, and I went with 4 stabbies. No, I didn't. I went 3.5 because it went a bit dull in the middle. It went on a bit too long. Like even for a short book, like the middle could have been a little bit shorter.
It was a short book, but it was too fucking long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a short book, but the middle was far too long. I did. I did go and get some 1-star Goodreads. Let me see. There wasn't loads. There was 1 stars, but they was all really long. Someone just put, not a thriller, not a horror, not interesting.
That's fucking hilarious.
What was on this one? Oh, meh. Brutus saved this. What a dog he is. Spoiler, there's a dog in there. But they love the dog. Dog saved the story. So yeah, it was good. I would say like read it if you'd do that so quick as well. But yeah.
I'll add it to my very long TBR.
Thank God I had one good one that I had this week.
Well, I was waiting for this book for ages and ages and ages and ages. I wanted to get, I don't need any more book boxes, but I really wanted to sign up for Aardvark because they had a copy of the Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones in it. And it was a special edition and I really fucking wanted it, but it sold out in 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, yeah. So I had to wait ages for the library because I refused to buy it now that I know there's a special edition out there. I refused to buy the normal version. Okay. This is how extra I've gotten in my old age. But it was, yeah. I didn't know what to expect because I actually didn't know anything about it. The cover's just got like a buffalo on the front, but it's horror. It's like historical horror, supernatural horror. And I'm like, okay, this cover's giving me fuck all, but let's go. And now the tropes in it were like Undead Avenger. I hope I say this word right. Epistolary narrative, meaning it's written like diary entries. So we get the story from diary entries, kind of like Dracula. I don't know if you've ever read that.
Word of the day. Okay.
epistolary. Epistolary. It's epistolary. Anyway, I'm probably saying it completely wrong. So I was going to go, you don't say it like that, love.
Did you
And
check
I'll
Google?
go,
Did you get Google to pronounce it for you before you've
they
introduced
fuck
that?
up too. I did that once with somebody's name and it was wrong. So no, I don't trust Google anymore. I'm just going to wing it. So the author had used colonialism as horror, which I thought was very clever. And he had this really uncanny ability of taking like gothic doubles. So mirroring two themes at the same time. So gluttony with moral decay. It was literary fiction. Like I think he wrote the book and it's like a literary fiction horror, which I've never read before. So that was really fucking interesting. And I actually really enjoyed how it was written. I felt like I was not necessarily in a horror book, so it wasn't particularly scary, although there was some really
Mm.
fucking gory shit in there. No joke, like, it was fucking gory, and he literally took this, like, vampire lore and twisted it, so when he drinks the blood of whatever he's drinking it of, so if he's drinking the blood of, like, animals, he starts to take on animal things. So he starts to grow like
Oh,
hair and move like them. Now, and then he was like sucking the blood of this one particular group of people. I think I can't remember what they were now. I think they were like another like band, and he was starting to get like the long hair and like the beard and stuff. It was
oh my God.
crazy. It was so crazy. But he's like really he doesn't want to be this way, but it's too bad. He got bit by something. He calls it a cat man. And he's just like that, but he can't go back to his people. But there's a priest that he's telling his story to. And I liked it. Liked it a lot. And the author had researched because he used Blackfeet. So it's like a indigenous group back in the because it's historical, so it was like a long time ago. And he did it really well. Like he kept it very close to the truth. And I
Mm.
thought that was really, really great. Now, he's very wordy. If I was reading
Mm.
it, I probably would have been like,
Yeah.
I don't know about this. Like, I know literary fiction tends to be that way, but it felt a bit much. I could see why some people were complaining about it, like that he was like very clunky with his prose. I didn't necessarily find it was particularly clunky, but yeah, it was I think he could have toned that motherfucking shit down a little bit. And there was animal cruelty in there, and I didn't dig that at all. It was necessary for
No.
the story because he is so he was like ripping animals' throats out. So I understand that it had to be done, but I wished I didn't have to see that. And the pacing was choppy. Like sometimes it was really good and sometimes it really wasn't. But I was expecting it to give it a 4. I gave it a 4.5. I actually
Oh,
really
wow.
enjoyed it. Yeah, I did.
Oh my
I thought it was
God.
very good.
Oh,
Yes.
you have had a good week.
I had a really good week, and I almost finished another one too, but we didn't need all the books, so I was, like, fucking hoarding. I'm like, "Come on, give me all
Yeah,
the
I
horror
know.
quick."
You went like 4 this week, didn't you? I went
Yep,
3. So the last one we both read.
yeah,
I think we're gonna have a very different view.
yeah, probably. I've
So
read it before, so
have
this was a
you?
reread. Yeah,
I think the fact that I audioed this book might have ruined it for me. It's
I read
also a
it.
bit in the realm of sort of fantasy, which I can deal with in movies, but I don't know. Again, I feel like I was zoning out and it was losing me. So I did go and watch the
Yeah.
film, which I
Yep.
really enjoyed. I'm putting this
Liked
off
it.
because I can't remember how to say her fucking name. Mrs.
No,
Perengrin.
it's Miss Peregrine's.
Peregrines. I keep saying that. I keep calling her Perengru.
No, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
That's the one. So I watched the
Mhm.
movie after, which I know the ending is actually different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I enjoyed the film more. The audio, I was just getting lost in it again. So for anyone who hasn't read it, it follows Jacob, who's 16. He travels to like a Welsh island to investigate his grandfather's mysterious death. He discovers a time loop from the 1940s, which is where all the children are that have these supernatural powers that are
Yep.
protected by Miss Per, Per,
Peregrine.
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 Fucking
Peregrine.
fucking
Peregrine.
and then he has to help them with all their troubles. But yeah, I don't. What did you think? Because you liked it.
Oh, I gave it a 4. Got a 4 stabby, but I gave it 4.5 originally. So I saw the problems this time around. Like one of the things I didn't notice it the first time I read it, but Jacob and Emma, ew,
Yeah,
you fucking
gross.
kidding me? Ew, that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
she was with his granddad.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
Dirty hoe.
yeah, but I didn't notice it the first time, and I'm like,
Didn't you?
oh, and
Oh, it was I noticed it badly in the book because I think
yeah,
actually in listening to it rather than watching it, it doesn't make such a big deal of the granddad and Emma's relationship, but it does in the book. It's quite prominent in the beginning, or I noticed it and was like, "Ew, she
yeah,
was." Not that I mean they're kids. I don't think they was doing much, but you know what I mean. It's still weird, isn't it? 'Cause
yeah,
she
but
like
it's
loved
weird.
him and waited, but
I
she was
know, but
waiting
it's
years.
weird. It's
It is
weird.
weird.
So
Gross.
yeah, it put me off a little bit, and then okay,
Got the ick.
yeah, it gave me serious ick, and I don't usually get ick from books. And I understood going in that this was a supernatural horror, young adult dark fantasy. So I was
Mhm.
fully prepared to be like icked a bit because whatever that happens. But yeah, I was not prepared for that. I'd forgotten. I had scrubbed it from my brain the first time I've seen. I was like, oh, this is new and disgusting. I'm like, how did I miss that?
Yeah, weird, weird. I suppose it just depend I don't know. Did you read it the first time or did you audio it? 'Cause I
No, I've
audioed it
only
and it
ever
was
read it. I did
oh,
have the audio book because I wanted to, because I own the book. I own a copy. I actually have the whole series here. But I wanted to hear what Jacob sounded like so that when I was reading, I had his. Yeah, but I don't think I would have enjoyed the audiobook. I don't. It
no,
was a much better read.
yeah, I just think I could zone out too easily. I don't get on too well with fantasy, as I said. But also saying that, I'm literally gonna completely contradict myself now because it was like waiting to see, like, when he meets the children and stuff, and I just
Yeah.
don't think there was actually enough about their powers and, like, what they do. Do you know what I mean?
But
I
that
didn't
comes up in later books. Like you have to keep
does
going
it?
to
Oh,
learn.
is it all the
Yeah.
other books? Oh, well, in this, I just felt like it was just like, oh, he's met them, and then all of a sudden it's the danger, and then, you know, some of
Yeah.
their powers help with the danger that they're in, including him. But yeah, I just wanted a bit more of that first before it went into
I
the
wanted
other
more of the fantasy aspects that I
Yeah,
didn't
I
like.
know. I told you I'm a fucking contradiction this week. I just
Oh,
yeah. I don't know, like, and then I start questioning myself. So I think I say this about audiobooks a lot. I'm like, if it's not gripping me, like I'm gone. I'm making my shopping list. I'm doing other things.
yeah.
Then today I've been listening to again, not my normal genre, but I do love Taylor Jenkins Reid books.
Mm.
And I've literally nearly done one of her books in a day, and I don't miss one bit of her book.
No. Do you
So
ever think that you might be in an era and that's why? Like, I find sometimes it's a
mm,
genre thing. I'm in a mood. I need and audiobooks, I need specifics. Like, I tried listening to a book the other day on NetGalley, and I'm like, "I'm so not in the mood for you." And, oh my god, fuck, okay.
really?
I got the Shield of Sparrows book, loved it. The next book, right, of whatever it's called, Starling, and I was listening to the audiobook for 3 hours, and I'm like, "I don't know what's going on. I don't remember nothing from book 1." I'm like, "Fuck." So I had to send it back to the library, like, to put another hold on it so I could go back and read book 1. I'm like, "Fuck, I remember nothing. Nothing.
Shit. Yeah.
Gone."
I mean, maybe it might be that. Also, I think you've spoke about this before, like expectations when you're going into a book. So
Mm,
I think you might have said I might have seen this on your list of books to read, and then it come up on the library as I was looking for a horror book.
yeah,
And I knew it wasn't going to be like really scary, but because it's young adult, like I wouldn't personally, that isn't horror to me. So I
yeah.
think my expectation of it being a scary book and it wasn't a scary book. So I think it
Yeah,
all
that
just
could
wasn't
be it.
meshing for me.
See, I knew it wasn't. The horror aspects are literally these things, right? Like these
Yeah.
creatures that wanna kill them all off or whatever, and we learn why that happened. Like, I think the author did a really good job of explaining the situation they were in.
You're saying she did a good job of explaining. I've done that and watched the film and I still don't know what they wanted.
They wanted him to hunt down more kids like the special kids because he could see them. Like, they wanted help. They were an experiment went wrong. That's why they're
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, see, you
I
missed
didn't
lots
even
of
know that
stuff.
from the film.
No, I don't know if they explain in the film. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. Me and Mike watched it years ago. But my
Yeah.
biggest problem with the book was the big, fat, fucking plot hole that they stuck right in the middle. And
Mm.
Mike was like, "Oh, I didn't notice." And I'm like, "Well, I fucking did because by their logic, their time travel thing where every day it resets, so history fixes itself, right? Would
Mhm.
mean that their paradox would mean every time that resets, there'd be a new fucking loop with a new group of kids because that's how that works. So there'd be hundreds of thousands of these little fuckers in different like loops because that's the way
Yeah.
they explain it. That's what would fucking happen. And I'm like, maybe I'm
That's
out to lunch here. And I
oh,
Googled it and I'm not wrong.
well, I was just gonna say, I think any book or film that tackles the time, like changing time, traveling time, you always come up against these issues
Yeah.
because they can never quite make it make sense. I didn't notice that. I didn't pick up on that. I think that's really clever.
Really fucking irritated me. Like, I guess
Yeah.
I was hoping for more information this time around because I read the first 3 books in the series. I don't know why I didn't read book 4.
How many books
Yeah, I
is
don't know.
there?
I don't know why I didn't get to the next one because I think there's 5 or 6 in the series and I just stopped.
Oh. How was the other ones?
Oh, book two's great. Book 2
Really?
was really good. Will I complete the series now? No. I've got other things to do, right? But I 4-starred this one. Like, I think it's even as a standalone book, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, because I just didn't enjoy the audio, and
Mm.
I had an awareness. I was like, I get what's happened, but I didn't have any of the detail.
Yeah.
And so because it wasn't an enjoyable experience, it was a 2 from me. But based on the
Aw.
film, probably would have gone 3, so not
Mm.
much higher. But still, like I liked the end of the film when it got a bit like the action.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't a winner for me. I was a bit gutted because it's a well-known kind of film, isn't it? It's been around for
Yeah.
ages, obviously the
Mm.
book. So I just expected better things, and it let me down. What a shit week.
Yeah, you did not have it good. But we
No.
are deep diving next week. Do you wanna let everyone know what we're deep diving?
Yes, because I'm really excited about this one. So I have never actually read a Stephen King, so I'm very excited. So to end Horror Month, we are going to do Pet Sematary. Very excited. Would like to know if anyone else has read it and what they think. But I'm gonna read this one. I've got lots of time between now and next filming, so I'm gonna really enjoy getting into that one. Fingers
Good.
crossed.
We had
So
to
that I'm
try and
not
pick
totally
one that was
hating horror.
we had to pick one that was scary enough that embodies the real Stephen King's, like, good, like, deep horror, but wasn't really long.
Yeah. It's still nearly 500 pages though, because I was looking at it
Yeah, but
today.
it is over 1,200.
Shit.
Yes.
Do you know what? I must have watched that film as a kid, but I cannot remember it. So it's either been scraped from my brain or I have not watched all of it. I don't know which.
We
But
watched the original when we were kids. It was just okay. I don't like clowns, so
I mean,
and then
clowns, I'm not scared of clowns.
no, but I don't like clowns. There's something about them that is just not natural, okay? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And then
Okay.
Trinity made me watch the bloody new It because it comes in 2 bloody parts, and she's there
Mm.
going and I'm like,
Creepy child, creepy child.
"She is so macabre, it's not even funny, okay?" That kid watched Wednesday when it first came out. She was 4. She snuck onto my Netflix and was
Hang on,
watching
what's she
Wednesday.
doing watching it?
Yeah, she's 7. She's creepy. She loves creepy shit. She's a weirdo, okay?
You let her watch it. That is
Are you kidding me? We used to go steal all the horror movies out of your dad's thingies so he wouldn't know. And we used to pull the sheets out so he wouldn't know we took them. We did.
when John was a video man.
Yeah. We were watching horrors at like 6, 7, 8 years old. It
Well,
was like our
I've
thing.
erased all of these from my brain. I don't remember. I remember Freddy Krueger. I remember watching
Yeah.
that and that freaking me out.
We watched
Bit creepy.
Hellraiser. Mum went behind the couch on the sofa. You probably don't remember, but she was
Hang
like,
on, I thought it was Freddy Krueger where he pulls her into the sofa. Was that Hellraiser then?
yeah.
Oh shit! I've always thought that was Freddy Krueger
No,
being
Freddy
pulled
Krueger's the
in.
one where he gets them in their dreams. Or maybe he does pull them for a couch, but that happens in Hellraiser too.
Well, that affected my life, so one of them scared me.
Oh no, arachnophobia. Because
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
you couldn't
No.
Google back then that house spiders and black widows can't have babies. It doesn't work like that, but I truly believe they could. And every time I throw a fucking spider, I'm like, but what if you mated with a black widow? And I'm still scared of spiders now.
Yeah, I'm not great with spiders. I'm not as bad as I was. Where I am, we get, like, quite big, like this size, not exaggerating. And I don't get them, and I'm too scared that they won't get up the hoover, so we have to make phone calls for them ones. But I can get the little ones. The little ones are my bitches.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Peanut's weird. She'll pick stuff up. She loves stuff like that. My creepy little weirdo. I love her, but she's creepy.
Weird.
Yeah. Are you expecting to give Pet Cemetery what stabby rating? Let's lock these predictions in.
Oh, 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 oh. Do you know what? I haven't even read, like, what it's actually about. I'm assuming there's a pet cemetery. I actually haven't read. I was just like, sounds good. So
You.
I'm going in completely blind. I'm going to go 4.5.
That's what I said too, but I read it a long time ago. We own a ton of Stephen King books. Caitlin owns a ton of Stephen King books. Between us, we do not own one copy of Pet Cemetery, but we've got 3 copies of Misery.
That's typical.
Yeah. Fuck it. I have to buy a copy, whatever. But I'm excited. It's been a long time. Yes. It'll be
Looking
great
forward to it.
ending horror month with a bang. I love me some Stephen King. Are you guys Stephen King fans? Let us know in the comments which one of Stephen King's books is your favorite. And you should be definitely joining us for our deep dive next week. Don't forget to follow us on our Patreon at Bookslayers with Betty and Bonny. I wanted to say it the other way around, and I was like, don't do it, don't do it. And I'm like, almost did it. To follow us on our Facebook page, our Instagram, our TikTok. You should definitely be sharing this episode with all the people that hate horror. Change their minds, make them a believer. We hope that you have the reading week that you deserve, and we will see you next week. Take care, readers.
See you soon.